Now, listen carefully as I explain this next study. In a study of over 4,000 patients published in JAMA, 5 out of every 1,000 patients had stomach paralysis, which was an increased risk of not 20% or 30%, but 367%. The risk of pancreatitis, which is an incredibly dangerous illness, which causes your pancreas to be inflamed and leads to type 1 diabetes, maldigestion, and really very serious problems, went up by 900%. And bowel obstruction, which is very serious and often requires surgery, went up by 422%, not 20 or 30%. So this is not insignificant. It's not an artifact. And in fact, when you see these kinds of studies,
Yes, beautiful people. When we see those kinds of studies, we do worry. We do worry because it is a horrible thing that's happening to people. And this is what Oprah is now peddling to the public. Oprah is now back to peddling these kind of things to the public. After she lied on Weight Watchers when she said that, oh no, when she was on stage on Weight Watchers in September last year saying, oh no, I don't want to cheat. Cheater. I don't want to cheat. No, I want to do it the hard way. I like walking my food and stuff like that. She was already taking Ozempic. And not only that, she became a shareholder or Ozempic or any other weight loss drug because now she's advocating for Jasmine, which apparently is the type of another type of Ozempic kind of drug. Ozempic is the generic name, but apparently the composition of the drug is there. But this is not a small matter. Oprah's Ozempic is quite a dangerous drug. And like the doctor says, I will leave the link for this video because it's very interesting. Like the doctor says in this video, obesity and all those kinds of overweight people is due mostly to environment, because in the United States, especially, the companies sell highly processed foods that are incredibly addictive, very little exercise. So people overeat, and then they just want a wonder drug to take that away without even thinking that what he meant in the beginning when he was explaining those things is that basically Ozempic can paralyze your stomach ability to send food on its way. It paralyzes the stomach muscles. When we eat, the stomach sends the food, it digests it and sends it away. So Ozempic can paralyze your stomach's muscles, so the food gets stuck there. Also, it gives you incredible diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and also pancreatitis, which is horribly dangerous. Never mind that, but it also can either you get diarrhea or you get you can't evacuate. Your lower intestines get compacted, which is not great at all either. And unlike these celebrities, because these celebrities are too lazy and they're using medication that belongs to diabetic people, and it's not cheap, guys. And unlike the celebrities and Oprah and all of those people, most people don't have access to very expensive doctors who can help them handle the side effects of this very dangerous drug. People need to change their eating habits. Instead of eating, like Oprah said, oh my God, now that she's pushing Ozempic or a weight loss drug, once she was caught, because her features, once she was caught with that, she had no choice but to come clean, because she became a shareholder for a weight loss drug, which now, oh yeah, it's wonderful. This is wonderful. You get a car, you get Ozempic, you get a weight loss thing. No, it's incredibly dangerous and irresponsible of her, because Oprah is absolutely for the money. She's there because she saw a market. She's been advocating for this to her celebrity friends way before she was on Weight Watchers. She's been advocating for that. But she doesn't give the side effects because there's very little studies. This is a drug that came out. There's very little studies about this. And the studies that are out there, as you just heard this gentleman, this doctor, and please go online. I mean, they're actually reasonable people telling you that this is dangerous. People have died from Ozempic. Yet Oprah now is advocating for it because, as she said, I was able to eat on Thanksgiving, and usually I gain so much weight on Thanksgiving. If I eat a whole apple pie the next day, I gain like 3 kilos. Well, don't eat the apple pie. Clearly, there are some people who have more tendencies for weight gain than others, especially when we hit menopause. But what you do is you change your eating habits. You don't go on a diet. All you need to be is healthy. If gather strength and shape will follow. I heard somebody say once, and it makes true. If you become strong and if you're eating healthily, if you're not eating processed foods that contain highly addictive ingredients, because I don't know about you, some people, I don't know if you can open some chips and the chips you start eating them, you never get full because of the ingredients they put in those things. So if you don't have access to that and you have to walk everywhere, you will lose the weight. So don't aim at being skinny. Aim at being healthy. Be healthy. It's not fitting into that dress. It's feeling healthy, being healthy. Besides, all of this is not just about weight. It's body mass, where the body mass is fat ratio, where it is, if it's in the stomach, where it is. All of this, we are wonderfully complicated, complex, bodies. It's not one size fits all. And this is why you see this terrible, terrible side effects, because there's over 40% mass and muscle loss, which affects your metabolism. We need muscle to metabolize, and we lose 40% of that. And over 65% of people, when they stop taking this drug because it's incredibly expensive, they gain the weight back. And on top of that, they have all the side effects. They have the diarrhea, the nausea, their stomach being impacted, and they require sometimes surgery, which is incredibly expensive. And as I said earlier on, Oprah is not telling you that she has access to the best doctors in the world because she's a billionaire. So they can moderate that, but she's pushing this drug because Ozempic and Oprah are both a deadly combination. And she's selling now her deadly drug to people who are desperate, people who are overweight and just want a quick drug to take care of. Yes. And this is what we have with Oprah. Oprah has never been a particularly attractive woman at all. But now look at her Ozempic face, her Ozempic face. Now she's pushing the Jasmine brand. Jasmine is also, I believe, it's a birth control thing, but she's pushing a Jasmine to market it, to make it look lovely. But she's the worst person because she's not an attractive woman. She's even had no surgery, but you can see the Ozempic face, the big forehead. Yes, she has a big forehead, but it gets worse with Ozempic. And you see that the head gets big, the cheeks are like that because of that muscle mass I was talking about. And they look like these big ass old dresses who are hung on little coat hangers, or hangers. It looks wrong because if the muscle is gone, the face falls out like that. And this is why they get that big head. Case in point, Meghan Markle. Look at her big Ozempic face. And the thing is that, as I said before, we all know that this type of drug is used for diabetic people. So we have healthy people taking a drug that's meant for somebody else just because the side effect makes them look skinny. And it doesn't even look nice. This is the real face of Rachel Meghan Markle. Look at the big ass head, the big ass forehead. Yes, she has a big forehead, but this gets worse again because of that muscle, 40% muscle loss at least. Okay. Look at all the wrinkles. Is this attractive? This is what you really aim for.
The other thing that people don't realize is when you lose weight, 40% of the weight loss with Ozempic or these drugs is muscle. And muscle is where your metabolism is. When you lose muscle, you lose your metabolism. It slows down and you end up needing less food to maintain your weight, even when you gain the weight back. The other problem is that 65% of the weight that you lose is regained when people stop the medications.
Yes. Yes. I mean, don't take my word for it. Clearly, I'm not an expert, but every study you see and get will tell you exactly the same thing. But now Oprah is like, take Ozempic, now take Jasmine, because here, because she's a shareholder with this deadly drug that she's pushing. And all the studies indicate that is not to be taken for cosmetic purposes. And also because all these celebrities and all these people are taking it for cosmetic purposes, people with diabetes who really need it are missing out. And again, another shady business deal for Oprah, peddling death, peddling artificial, superficial stuff, just because she wanted to eat an apple pie for Thanksgiving, just because she wants to go down to 160 pounds and she's never been able to do it, or she wanted to wear a dress, for color purple. Healthy being, healthy living gives a healthy look. I have lupus. I have absolute lupus. Yes, I do. I am 5'7" and I weigh 134 pounds. Okay. A lot of people say, oh, you're not 114 pounds. No, I'm not. I used to be anorexic. I went under 90. I think at my lowest weight, I was 92 pounds. And it was tragic. I mean, it was terrible for me. So I know about eating disorders, but now I feel that I'm a very healthy weight. I don't need to be stick thin. I feel healthy. I exercise regularly. I don't eat processed foods. I don't have to. It's not even about eating a lot or eating little. It's just eating healthily, as much as you can. Don't buy the chips. Don't buy the chips. Walk to the store if you can, instead of driving everywhere. Try to buy apples instead of buying chips. Don't buy those marshmallows. Oprah, you know what? Don't eat that bloody apple pie. Why do the entire apple pie? Why don't you just eat a sliver of apple pie? But no, she needs to stuff her face and then use a drug that's intended for diabetic people. And because she can see that now it's become big because other celebrities are taking it. So what did she do? She went and bought shares on that kind of drug, while she was lying about it on stage at that Weight Watchers thing in September last year, when she said, oh no, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to do it the hard way, the healthy way. And then when she gets caught, she's like, oh, you're trying to shame me. You're trying to shame me because I'm taking this because, they've been able to do this. So they're trying to shame me because no, people are calling you out, which is differently. People are calling you out because you're a big, fat, old liar. And I don't mean fat in a fat shaming way. I mean, big old fat liar, and literally because she sat on a stage advertising. This is how much of a media marketing whore Oprah and Meghan Markle are. Oprah is sitting on a stage, lying through her veneers, advertising for Weight Watchers, when all along she knew she was taking a weight loss drug and trying to shame people. She was shaming people for openly doing what she was lying about on stage. And then when she comes out, then she tries to shame everybody else for calling her out on her lies and for peddling this very, very dangerous drug. And this is, beautiful people, why I think Oprah is a big old fat skank. Do exercise. Don't eat that bloody apple pie. Don't sell this to people, because unless you are willing to pay for their medical, people, pharmacies should be made responsible. If they're peddling these expensive drugs, Oprah should be held liable and sued for people with the side effects, because she's a public figure. And there's still some stupid people, morons, who believe her bullshit. But don't take my word for it. I will leave the link of that amazing doctors, and there's many of them. There's even documentaries about this kind of drugs. And here we have Oprah peddling it because she's making a lot of money. Later on, when this backfires, she's gonna do a video. Oh my God, I didn't know. I believe I trusted the doctors. No, this woman has been onto this for quite a long time. And she's a ghoul. Oprah is a ghoul. But what do you beautiful people think? Please leave your comments.